So, you know that moment when English just completely throws you? I was chatting with someone, right, prepping for a talk, and they told me to break a leg.
Ah,
But my first thought wasn't, good luck. It was more like, hang on, which stairs did I nearly fall down recently? Do I need crutches? It's those
well,
phrases.
oh, absolutely. That's the fun of it, isn't it? And also, sometimes, yeah, the total madness of English. We're talking idioms. These little quirks where the words together mean something totally different, like the language has its own secret code or something.
Exactly. Secret code.
Hmm.
It's like English decided, hey, let's make up a load of phrases that make zero sense, literally. Just, keep everyone on their toes.
Ah,
So today, yeah, we're diving into that. Welcome to what we're calling WTF English, funny idioms that make zero sense, but you need to know. Let's try and figure some of this out.
sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
Okay, so first one. This always gives me this like vivid mental image and honestly, a bit terrifying. It's raining cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like when it
Yeah.
pours, I'm not thinking, quick, where's the pet proof umbrella? I don't see any Labradors falling from the sky. What does that actually mean?
Haha. Yeah, you can relax. No furry friends falling from the sky, thankfully. Raining cats and dogs is just our really dramatic way of saying it's raining hard, like really, really heavily. A proper downpour, the kind that makes you glad to be inside.
Right, okay. Heavy rain. Makes sense. But why cats and dogs? I mean, it's just such a weird mix. Where did that come from?
It is weird. And honestly, the exact origin, still a bit debated, which, kind of adds to the charm, maybe. One theory, and it's quite something, goes back to maybe 17th, 18th century England. Apparently, the street drainage was pretty awful. So after really heavy rain, sometimes dead animals like cats and dogs might get washed down the streets. So it looked to some people like they'd fallen out of the sky.
Ooh, wow. That's, yeah, surprisingly dark. Grim, even.
A bit grim, yeah. Another idea, maybe a bit nicer, links it to Norse mythology. Odin, god of storms, sometimes linked with dogs or wolves, and witches often connected to bad weather. They were supposed to have black cats. So maybe these animals just became symbols of really bad storms in folklore.
Okay.
Or there's also just the simpler idea that maybe the sound of torrential rain, that hammering noise, just sounded a bit like cats and dogs fighting, all that racket.
Right. I think I prefer the mythology one. The
Okay.
sound one, yeah. Imagining dead pets washing down the street is a
Yeah.
bit much. So, okay, could I use it for like emotions? If someone's crying loads, could I say she was crying cats and dogs?
Ah, good question. But no, actually, while, the image feels strong like that, the idiom is really just for the weather, specifically very heavy rain. So you'd say, we wanted to go for a walk, but it started raining cats and dogs. So, we just stayed in. Or, wow, look outside. It's absolutely raining cats and dogs.
Got it. Strictly weather. Okay. No actual animal-related hazards. Good.
Cute.
All right, next one. This one made me a bit nervous the first time. Bite the bullet. My dentist actually said this to me about a filling, and I immediately thought, wait, bite what? Am I supposed to literally bite something? Is this some like old school dentistry thing? Sounded kind of painful.
Oh, dear. Haha. Sounds like your dentist enjoys a bit of drama. No. Rest assured, no actual bullets involved. Or recommended. To bite the bullet just means, facing something difficult, something unpleasant, but doing it with courage, without complaining too much, enduring it.
Okay, so like toughing it out, facing something nasty head on, kind of like just gritting your teeth and getting on with it.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it, gritting your teeth. And this one does have a pretty stark history behind it. It's thought to come from, well, way back, like 19th century battlefield surgery,
Yeah.
before proper anesthesia was common. To try and cope with the immense pain of operations, soldiers were sometimes literally given a lead bullet to bite down hard on.
Oof. Yeah, that paints a picture. Grim picture of old medicine. So physically biting down to endure pain.
Hmm.
That's the origin. But now it's metaphorical pain, right? Not not actual dental work involving ammunition.
Precisely, all metaphorical now. It's about enduring difficulty or discomfort. So, for example, you might say, ugh, I really didn't want to work late, but I just had to bite the bullet and finish that report. Or maybe she knew saying sorry would be awkward, but she bit the bullet and admitted it was her fault.
Right, right. So, like, if I'm stuck on hold with, I don't know, the internet company for ages, listening to that terrible music, I'm basically biting the bullet.
You absolutely are, yes, enduring that torture patiently.
Right.
Or maybe a lighter one. Imagine you're at a family thing, a potluck, right? And someone brings a dish that looks, well, let's just say interesting. To be polite, you might think, okay, guess I'll just have to bite the bullet and try a tiny bit.
Oh, God, the culinary bullet. Yeah, definitely been there. Good to know there's a phrase for that specific kind of bravery. Okay, moving on. This one sounds weirdly aggressive. Kick the bucket. My neighbor said his old lawnmower had finally kicked the bucket. My first thought was, did he, like, get really mad and actually kick a bucket at the lawnmower? Does the lawnmower have a bucket? Sounds kind of violent.
Well, the image of your neighbor attacking his lawnmower with a bucket is pretty funny, Alex, but no. Kick the bucket is actually just a very informal way, sometimes maybe a bit blunt, way of saying to die.
To die. Right. That's quite a leap from kicking garden equipment. Why the bucket, though? That seems random.
Yeah, it does seem random. The origins here are also a bit hazy. A couple of main theories float around. One idea is it might come from how animals were slaughtered back in the day. They might have been hung up from a beam, sometimes maybe resting on or tied to an upturned bucket. And, in their last moments, their legs might twitch or kick and hit the bucket. So kick the bucket.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the other theory, also pretty dark, relates to suicide by hanging. Someone might stand on an upturned bucket, put the noose on, and then kick the bucket away.
Okay, these origins are just getting darker and darker today, aren't they? English idioms, man. Morbid roots sometimes.
They really do sometimes. It's sort of a reminder, isn't it, that language carries all these echoes of the past, things we don't even think about. And because of those grim possible origins, it's worth remembering kick the bucket is very informal. It can sound pretty insensitive, if you use it carelessly about a person, especially in a serious situation. But, like, your neighbor used it for things, machines. Totally fine. Often used quite lightly when something just stops working completely, like, my old laptop finally kicked the bucket.
Right, so context is key. You definitely want to be careful using that one about, actual people. Saying Uncle Bob kicked the bucket at the funeral reception. Probably not the best move.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely not. It just doesn't have the right weight, the respect you'd want. But, talking about that printer that always jammed, saying it kicked the bucket, perfectly fine. Almost satisfying, maybe.
Okay, noted. Nuance is everything. R.I.P. Toaster. You have officially kicked the bucket. Seems fair. Right, final one for today. And this one, again, with the animals. My first thought was, oh no, animal welfare issue. Let the cat out of the bag. Like, my immediate worry is, why is there a cat in the bag? Is it okay? Does it need rescuing? Someone call the RSPCA.
Uh-huh. No need to call animal rescue, Alex. The cat's fine. It's purely metaphorical. To let the cat out of the bag just means to reveal a secret, usually by accident or maybe too early.
Ah, a secret. Okay, that's much better than a suffocating cat. Again, why a cat? Why a bag? Is there a theme here? Animals in weird places.
That kind of is, isn't there? Well, this one is thought to come from an old market trick. A bit dishonest, really. You know the saying, a pig in a poke? A poke is just an old word for a bag. People used to sell piglets in closed bags. But sometimes a dodgy seller would swap the valuable piglet for a much less valuable cat. If the buyer didn't check, they'd get home with a cat, not a pig. But if the cat managed to, wriggle out or scratch its way out of the bag before the deal was done, while the secret was out, the scam was revealed.
Ah, so the cat escaping literally revealed the secret deception. That's actually a great story. Makes it easy to remember.
It does, yeah. So you'd use it when someone spills the beans, basically. Like, we were trying to keep the surprise party secret, but Sarah accidentally let the cat out of the bag. Or maybe the company wanted to announce the new product next month, but someone leaked it early and let the cat out of the bag.
Okay, confession time. I was planning a surprise birthday thing for my partner, right? And I accidentally left my search history open on the computer. Best surprise birthday ideas for...
Show.
Yeah. Definitely let the cat out of the bag on that one. The surprise was somewhat ruined.
Oh, no. Haha. Well, hey, at least they know you were planning something nice. But yeah, that is a perfect, if slightly unfortunate, example of letting the cat out of the bag.
All right, Blair. Now for the potentially slightly awkward bit, your turn to be weird, where we try and use one of these idioms in a, shall we say, creative way. Your turn first.
Okay. Let's go with bite the bullet. How about? Right. After my 5th dating app match turned out to be using photos from 10 years ago, I decided to bite the bullet and just ask my mom if she knew anyone nice.
Ooh. Taking the plunge into the mom network. That's brave. That's definitely biting the bullet.
Wow.
Okay, my turn. let the cat out of the bag. About, I tried to subtly find out my partner's ring size for our anniversary, but I accidentally asked their best friend right in front of them, so I really let the cat out of the bag about the upcoming proposal. Or, expensive ring.
Oh dear. Smooth move, Alex. Haha, well done. Okay, listeners, QuestPlorers, now it's your go. Pick one of the idioms we talked about, raining cats and dogs, bite the bullet, kick the bucket, or let the cat out of the bag, and yeah, try and make up your own sentence. Funny, weird, creative, whatever you like.
Yeah, we genuinely want to see what you come up with. Share them with us. Find us on social media. Just search QuestPlorer Podcast. Let's see your weird and wonderful idiom uses. And just like that, another deep dive is wrapping up. We've talked about metaphorical animal rain, biting non-existent bullets, things figuratively kicking buckets, and cats revealing secrets from bags. What a trip.
It really is a reminder, isn't it? How strange and wonderful and, okay, sometimes just plain illogical English can be. Hopefully we've, made these odd phrases a little less confusing. And maybe raised a smile or two, especially at Alex's initial panic.
Hey, my literal takes are for the people. For anyone else baffled by this language. Anyway, huge thanks to you, Blair, our brilliant idiom decoder. Thanks for navigating us through this madness.
Always a pleasure, Alex. It's fun digging into these linguistic quirks.
And a massive thank you to all of you listening, all you QuestPlorers for joining us. Yeah, definitely share your idiom sentences with us. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, QuestPlorer Podcast. We'd love to see them.
And hey, if you enjoyed this little exploration into the weirdness of English, maybe hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And a review if you have a sec. That always helps other people find us.
Yeah, definitely. Or, just share this deep dive with anyone you know who's ever gone, at an English idiom. Spread the linguistic understanding. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep exploring, and yeah, don't be afraid to ask, wait, what on earth does that actually mean?